Hey, what's happening, everybody? It is Thursday night, time for our episode of Thrifty Business. I'm your one host, Jason Thrift. With me from the Great White North, Lisa Boland. How the hell are you, Lisa?
Hey, y'all.
I haven't seen you in quite a while. Like, seen you.
Yeah.
We talk every day, but I'm like, I haven't had Lisa on in a while. Plus, baby took her first step, so we have to talk about that tonight. So it's such a perfect time to have you on, but we won't drop the complete surprise yet on what the baby steps are, but I'm so excited. I feel like a proud papa, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's introduce our guest, shall we? Now it's time for Jay's Tiki Talk. Each week I drink a different rum out of a different tiki mug and try and match it up to my guest. And our guest this week, all the way from the Great White North of America, Minnesota, Betty Suter. How are you, Betty?
Hi.
What is going on? Now, look, Betty's on for one reason, but we're gonna end up talking about a lot of different things, because Betty took 2 Peggy quarters and turned it into a lot of money. So we'll definitely talk about that. But Betty had made a post in the Thrifting Board and called it the value of 5 minutes. Can you find 5 minutes in your day? Because what I said earlier in the tease for the show is not so much in the Thrifting Board, but in other groups, people have a lot of excuses why they're not successful, why they're not doing more, doing better. And when you drill it down, they spend their time on the wrong stuff. So even if you're doing that, if you can find 5 minutes a day at the end of a month, that's about 2.5 hours. What can you do with 2.5 hours for your online business? So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Where do you find that 5 minutes? Now, Betty's from Minneapolis. And although I've used it a few times, I figure it's a good time. No better time because I got rum right from Minneapolis. Ooh. So I had to pull out my Norseman rum. And there's a great, one of the biggest tiki bars in the country, Psycho Susie's, right in Minneapolis. So
I've actually been there.
What?
I have.
Look at the surprises.
The one and only tiki bar.
That's your one and only? Shut up. Now, what compelled you to go to Psycho Susie's?
We drove down to Minneapolis for a couple of weekends, a couple of years ago, to go to some shows, and we've heard about it, so we figured we'd have to check it out.
I love that. So, it's in Minneapolis, Psycho Susie's. What are you drinking, Lise?
I am drinking Fort Garry Brewery's Peach Cobbler Sour.
Oh.
It's very good. It's
but no tiki mug. What about you, Betty?
Monster Energy drink. I am caffeinated, medicated, and ready to roll.
Awesome. All right, sit back and relax. And good to see everybody in the chat. You guys were all chatty early. I'd love to see that. We got lots of stuff to share tonight, so we'll see Betty in a little bit. And then we're going to jump right into... And now it's time for our scores of the week. These are the items that you should be on the lookout for when you're out thrifting.
That one's me. Sorry.
Oh, you must have a fan in Dawn because she's like, Lisa!
She's another Canadian. She's
hello, Dawn. How are you?
So this actually was quite funny. I picked this up years ago for less than $1 Canadian, and had it in my booth at the Antique Mall for probably 2 or 3 years, priced at $12. No takers. So I finally thought, screw it, I'll take it home, take some pictures, threw it on Etsy. I sold it in 9 days for $30 US plus shipping.
So it sat in your booth for 2 years, and then in 9 days it was gone. I love that.
Yep.
Apparently that peach cobbler beer, Dawn says, the peach cobbler beer, Lisa cleaned out Winnipeg.
We did. Doug and I spent the day driving around cities just outside Winnipeg, buying up every can that was listed on websites. So
nice.
It was a good thrifting and beer hunting trip.
That's right up my alley.
Yeah, it was fun. But yes, I'm worried we're going to run out real soon, and it's seasonal, so we can't get it again till next year. Okay, this one was a part of a huge lot of patterns that I picked up, and I paid 47 cents Canadian, which is 35 cents US.
Nice.
Excuse me. And I listed it. It was listed for 27 days, and it sold for $50 US plus
Holy
shipping.
Shit.
And strangely, it stayed in Winnipeg.
Even better.
The head of the Indigenous Chamber of Commerce picked it up last week. And this one was also dirt cheap. I paid 50 cents Canadian for that in a bulk lot of tins, 40 cents US. And that one sold, that one took longer. It was 2.5 months, but it sold for $28 US. And it's tiny, like it's 4 inches long.
Oh, wow.
Little tiny Soviet tea tin from the 80s. Hey, Peggy.
That's cool. Hi, Mom. How's your hamburger, Mom? Oh, look how adorable this is. And on the black, looks so good. So
Thank
good.
You. Yeah, I always do very well with my nursery planters, and I don't price them low. This guy I picked up at just at a local yard sale from another vintage seller for $3. And that one sold in 17 days for $30 US.
Nice.
Plus shipping. So
I don't care what eBay and Google says. If you have an all white item and you got a nice black background, so much better. Look at this. I didn't even set that up that way. Totally forgot. Didn't even set that up that way. That was a happy accident. All right. These are called travel coffee mugs. If you don't know, that's the shape. And it usually has a non-skid part on the bottom. I'll get to the bottom here. Boom, there it is. So this is one of the mugs that Cletus, my buddy who cleans out houses, found. So it was a freebie. $30. Pillsbury
Nice.
Doughboy. Pillsbury Doughboy. But yeah, there you go. Black background. Okay. I wish this had a little bit more to it. I'm guessing it was a promotional item because I couldn't find this as something that was sold. And the tag was just nothing. There it is. Just nothing. Port Authority, which is a company that makes clothing. So like a movie production can buy a bunch and then monogram so all it says is Ghostbusters. It didn't say Ghostbusters the movie after nothing. But the new Ghostbusters is coming out. Picked it up for $4.99, sold for $40. I was happy with it. I had asked for more, but without anything else on it, I'm like, I'm glad I got $40. I was happy. And sweatshirts and jackets are easy thing to ship. Oh my God, I sold the kids' clothes. Oh my God. And I had this last year because it's a good brand. And so when you know a good brand, it don't matter if it's men's, women's, or kids. And this is a good brand of snowsuits. And so I got it last year. No one wanted it last holidays, but someone bought it already. So they're getting their kid ready for ski season or snowboard season, depending on what their kid does. And look, a lot of Avon collectible things aren't really, but some are, like this $80 Star Wars Stein. And this is the second one I've sold. So normally, as a rule, I would say skip Avon collectible stuff because they're not really collectible. But there are a few pieces that, yeah, you should snag. Star Wars, check them out because this was 1998. My buddy's grandmother got them for him. And he's like, they've been in their box ever since. And we sold them both for $80 a piece, and away they went.
Nice.
And now it's time for our CD and cassette scores of the week. And as always, we start with flipping cassettes. Or in this case, flipping 8-tracks. Look at this, a whole case of 8-tracks. Now,
I just found a case of 8-tracks out in my shop yesterday when I was excavating.
Now, look, there's some decent artists in here. Linda Ronstadt, Jefferson Starship, the Beach Boys, Geneseo. But there's also some crap. The Platters are a fine band, but, not what people are usually hunting for. But I think it's more so the case. And so we cleaned up the case really nice and made it shine. And, with all the media in it, I shipped it media mail. Yay. And I've done a couple of cases like this. So I find the cases cheap. There's always 8-tracks laying around the thrift stores here. So I just fill it up and away it went. So no regular cassettes, but 8-tracks this week. So that's a nice, fun little difference. All right, Lisa, you know the movie Vacation?
Yeah.
Chevy Chase? Okay, so the theme song is called Holiday Road by Lindsey Buckingham. And Lindsey Buckingham is from what band?
Fleetwood Mac.
Very good. Yay. Who just got fired not too long ago. So this song is not available anywhere. You can't get the soundtrack. You can't download it. You can't buy it. You can't get this song anywhere. So when I was going through my buddy's records I've been selling, here's a promo single of it. Same song on both sides, not even a different mix. So basically, it's a 2-minute record, and someone paid $96 for it on vinyl.
Wow.
Okay, so these are kind of things that not everyone's going to have in their head. You're not going to know that you can't get Holiday Road anywhere, but if you use your phone and take my courses, you can learn these things because that's a hell of a price for a Lindsey Buckingham 12-inch single. And I usually only share one record. But I also like to share when things I sell, I don't know who they are. I have never heard of the band French Lick.
Wow.
The album
nice price.
Yeah. And look at the back. This is very low rent.
Wow.
Someone wrote this out. They did a little, 1960s or 70s Photoshop basically to put this together. I mean, this is crazy. But these are kind of weird things that people look for. And look at that, at least $160 for a band that I guarantee no one watching right now, no one's ever heard of. I'd be shocked if any of you that are listening right now have heard of. So don't pass things because you never heard of them. The weirder and the more low rent, the better, really. Yeah. So that's my little bonus tip there. And now we go from flipping cassettes to flipping CDs. Okay, why did this sell? Because
Norm died.
Norm passed. And he passed, and like 2 days later, I found this in a store for like $3 or $4. And I'm like, although Norm wasn't a David Bowie or Michael Jackson style level, there isn't a lot of Norm merchandise. Yeah. So I figured, let's see if it's still hot. It was only listed a day. It's over $30. So
another classic Canadian.
Yeah. They played some of his classic jokes on this past week, Saturday Night Live, and it was so great to see it. And it's still funny, still holds up. He was that good. All right, going back to bands you never heard of. I'm guessing you don't know the Mummies.
No.
Okay, now this is a lesson in aim for the sky, but when no one else wants to pay that price, because not many people know this band, and I put $100 up there. It's a hard CD to find. But beyond being hard, not that many people care. So when someone finally knocked at my door and said, I'll give you a 45, and I only paid $6 for it, I took it. I was hoping for 100, but I'm not insulted that someone offered me less than 50%. I was shooting pie in the sky, hoping for some rich fan of the bands to be like, sure, I'll give you $100. But it didn't work. But hey, $45, I will absolutely take it. All right. This was my tease today. I loved the Clash of Titans when I was a kid. Have you seen this movie?
I have not. My brother did, but I didn't.
Oh, I'm sad.
I'm
so
pretty sure
good.
Doug's seen it.
Ray Harryhausen did all the stop motion stuff. Such a great artist, Ray Harryhausen. I did pay $25. It was listed for maybe a month, and it sold for $70. Again, not the same percentage where my mom buys something for a quarter and sells it for $100, but it's quick and easy to list CDs. And I know that this was worth more than 25, and I got it. So when the smoke cleared, I probably had 25, maybe $30 profit. And it takes, speaking of 5 minutes, it takes that long to list a CD on Amazon. Now, not everyone can list on Amazon. I can. So I am excited. John, you sold the Mummies DVD, the band? That's awesome. That is awesome. All right, let's talk about one of the greats, David Bowie. So here's what happened, Lisa. I don't think I told the admins. I had to move a rack from the garage inside the house. And on that rack was 2 rows of CDs. The rack used to be full. We sold all the CDs off it, and we're down to 2 racks. And I said, all right, I'm going to incorporate the outside CDs into the inside CDs. So I'm like, all right, but let me see if they're priced right. Let me see if I need to down price anything. One whole row was never listed. I don't know how that happened.
Whoa.
In that row was about $2,000 worth of CDs just sitting there for 6 months and can't sell because they ain't listed. This was listed for 2 hours and it sold for $115. So David Bowie, wow. Super audio CD, sitting in my garage for 6 months because I thought it was listed. Whoops. I paid $1.
I don't think I've even heard of Heathen.
It was early 2000s thing. It's
okay.
I don't think it's good, but luckily this customer did and wanted to give me lots and lots of money. So you never know when the one row of stuff that you thought was listed isn't. So if you feel something that should have sold by now, make sure it's listed. There's a little bonus tip because my shit wasn't listed. And now it's time for our duds of the week. Do not let our mistakes be yours. Oh, this is adorable.
I thought so. Nobody else seems to. That has been listed for 4 years with no takers. I've taken new pictures. I've changed up the title. I've decreased the price. And it's still sitting there. So if anybody wants a deal, hit me up. And I'm sure I can. Oh, that's weird. Why is it showing in Canadian at your end?
Well, aren't you in Canada?
I am, but I list in US dollars. So.
That's weird because I just clicked the links that you gave Debbie and then Debbie gave me.
Oh. Okay. I think it's $30 US.
All right. So
I'll gladly take 20 if anybody in the chat wants it.
And if someone likes it, just hit up Lisa directly and we're not going to pay fees.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. If you're in the thrifting board and you want this, and you should get this if you're a bowler because it looked cute. Again, look how great this looks on a black background and it's not moving.
No, that one, I actually picked up 2. It's this series by Susie Cooper called Black Fruit. And that's the peach. And I also had one that was cherries that had a yellow interior in the cup. That one sold. And so I messaged the buyer and said, hey, if you're interested, I do have this one. And she's like, oh, no, I broke my yellow one, so I'm replacing it. And then this one's just been sitting there for just over 2 years.
Oh, geez.
So, yeah. So,
but not a Debbie 6 years.
No, not yet.
All right, look, I've made crazy money on Isabella Fiore purses, and I don't know if she's over with or this just wasn't a good one of hers because I had it on multiple platforms. Based on my other solds of her stuff over the years, this was a $100 purse. Put it at auction here or there, up the price, down the price, new pictures, blah, blah, blah. Finally, I threw it up at an auction at $19.99 and someone took it. And that was it. And then these straps don't really fold down, so I had to put in a bigger box than I planned on it. My old assistant did it first class shipping for some unknown reason, so I lost money on shipping. So this was a dud all the way around. It was a dud 3 times, basically. So, boo. All right. Don Post is a great, when you look at Halloween masks, Don Post is like the end all be all for a company that makes great masks. And I just lowered this price, but when I priced it around the $90 mark, that's the going rate when I put it up 2 years ago and never even got a nibble. I've had a few people on the local apps go, I'll come get it. And then they never showed up. But it's crazy that no one has made any offers on this. I guess werewolves aren't hot anymore.
I don't know.
But if you need a werewolf mask for this Halloween, $25, it's yours. Just hit me up direct. I'll make you a deal. It's a great mask.
Oh, right. It does still say scores at the top of the banner.
Shoot. Yeah, good catch. Sorry. Yeah, that's definitely a dud. But it can be your score. You want to be a werewolf for Halloween? Hit me up now. I'll get it out tomorrow. $25. Cheapy cheap. All right, we put the scores up just in time to. And now it's time for Where in the World Did Our Stuff Go? If you are not shipping internationally, you are leaving out 7.3 billion with a B potential customers.
Yes, this was a yet another sewing pattern. This one sold for $30 US, and it went to Worcester.
That's kind of a sassy outfit right there.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
Now,
Donna Karan usually sells well.
This is a Tori Richards shirt. Doesn't look
Manly.
Hawaiian at all. It's got epaulets at the top, and those round things look like spent shotgun shells or the bottom of shotgun shells. But it's on its way to Manly, Australia.
Manly Beach. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if this shirt's all that manly, but it's one of those that sat for quite a while, and someone paid me good money and even better money to ship it to Australia. So away it goes. So I'm very excited that someone's going to enjoy this new vintage Tori Richards shirt.
Cool.
And now it's time for You Have Got to Be Shipping Me. What to do and what not to do when it comes to shipping.
Yes, this is me. My shipping tip is it is now quarter four, the busiest time of year. So make sure that you've got enough supplies to ship your stuff. Make sure you've got tape on hand and any packing material. If you need bubbles, pool noodles, a scale, boxes, envelopes. Not quite. Oh, I think that's a knife that Debbie's got up at the top left there.
Electric scissors. Electric scissors that I use.
Okay.
Makes cutting cardboard so easy.
Yeah. And then the folding dolly to get your stuff to the post office if you don't have pickup. So that's.
And everything's going to be a shortage this holiday season, from supplies to toys to books. I've been watching the stories on the 500,000 containers stuck in the waters outside the port of Los Angeles. There's stuff not coming in for this holiday season. So we're going to benefit as used sellers because we got stuff. So get the supplies you need and get them now. All right. Look what I got, Lise. A new creepy clown. Yay.
That's awesome.
So this comes from a member of the Thrifting Board in the Secret Beach, Cheryl White Cotton. She sent me this awesome guy. And he is not breakable, but I wanted to show what happens when you don't fill all the void in a box. Now, she just lives in Anaheim, basically. I live in Vegas. It's like a 4-hour drive to and fro. And it doesn't look bad, but in person, it definitely was like, yikes, because that box is pushed way in on that left corner there. And so if you had something breakable and you didn't fill the entire void, this is what happens. This is only a 4-hour journey. Can you imagine if it was something going from Anaheim to Augusta, Maine? Holy crap, that box would be in shambles at this point. Now, it wasn't a big deal. She put a plush in there. It was fine. But I wanted to show her and everyone else, without the void fill, that's when the box gets crushed. That's when your items get damaged. So make sure to fill all the nooks and crannies of your box. That's how things break. I was teaching the teenager that today. I'm like, all right, we got these pair of shoes. You got to come under this shoe and get the little void in there and get over here. And that way it's one solid piece going out to the customer. Welcome to the show. Yes, smash that like button for people who like to send me awesome creepy clowns. Please, thank you. And she sent this one too. And I'm like, cute clowns don't work in my scheme. This is too adorable. Too adorable. And she even said, she goes, yeah, I thought it was too cute for you. I'm like, yes, there's no blood. It's not freaking anybody out. And now it's time for the Thrifty Tips of the Week. Little tips and tricks to help you out when you're outsourcing. All right, this seems like a shipping tip, Debbie's graphic, so I'm intrigued.
No, that's my my sourcing tip. I usually go to the UK about every 18 months. Sadly, our trip last year got canceled because of COVID, so I'm 3 years out from my last trip. But what I do is I pack the absolute minimum amount of clothing in the largest possible suitcase, and I fill the rest of my suitcase with bubble wrap. And then I can go sourcing. We usually hit several car boot sales, and every single charity shop that we pass. And you'd be amazed at how much stuff will fit in my suitcase when I come home. And it's all nicely. Oh, and I take a roll of tape. So
we do that a little bit, but it's funny. You definitely focus on that. I focus on the blow-ups for booze bottles.
Oh, yeah.
Because we like to grab rum from wherever we go, because now rum's made pretty much anywhere. And so I always have this double thing where I can fit 2 bottles in that it's blown up around it. So that's my first concern.
I have one of those.
Maybe bubble wrap.
Yeah, I take that with me too, just in case. But I don't usually bring back booze. It's usually got something vintage and fabulous stuck in it.
Hey, booze can be fabulous. All right. You're probably thinking, well, how is Chris Yurden your thrifty tip? All right. Chris is a member of the Thrifting Board and the Secret Beach, and a fan of the Den of Sin, my home bar, based on his picture on Facebook. But he said, hey, this one item skyrocketed in price in the last 30 days. And that made me remember I sourced 5 of them and forgot. So my tip is, if you source stuff that is timely, make sure you keep it someplace where you remember where it is, because it is the picture disc vinyl to the Haunted Mansion. And it was rolling about $40. And Chris goes, look, he made a post. I just sold one for $50 and $60. And I said, can I get 70? Because I had 4 still sitting here. And I got 70, and then I sold one for 60. So especially if it's a timely seasonal thing, remember that you bought a bunch. If you don't want to, if you don't want to do a mass quantity listing, you want to make it feel like it's the last one left. Remember that you need to relist. So keep track of your
record store day, or was that
no, this Disney? Was straight from the Disney Emporium.com store, whatever it's called.
Oh, okay.
They ran a sale a little bit back. And so this ended up being $15 a piece. So I bought 5 of them.
Nice.
Yeah. So I sold the first one right away for $45, and that was fine because I'll keep kidding relist. I forgot to hit relist. Luckily, because after that, the price skyrocketed like the stock market. And I'm like, oh, let's see if I can beat Chris's $60. And I did. I'm like, woo. So thank you, Chris. If you're watching this, thank you for reminding me to get my rest of my stock up, because I would have kept forgetting. And then thanks, Halloween would have been over. I'd have been like, boo. And now it's time for our online selling tips of the week. It doesn't matter if you're selling on Etsy, Depop, Mercari, Poshmark, or eBay. These are little tips and tricks to help you when you're selling.
Yes, this applies to every platform, I would think. Make sure that you're updating listings. I've got an echo. Can you hear an echo?
I do not hear an echo.
Okay. I'm hearing a weird echo, but it's gone now. Make sure that you're either listing something new every day or renewing expiring listings. Change up your titles, check and change your photos. Even if it's just changing the order of your photos, that can help too. I know for myself, occasionally I'll look at something and go, oh, why is that my first photo when this one might work better? And then switch them up and the item sells. So it's always good to make it look like you're working on your shop. It seems to help all the algorithms to bring you further up in the search.
Yeah, and that's something that we haven't done around here lately. And I noticed a little dip in my sales. And I told the teenager, I said, we got to start getting daily listings up, because I think I'm suffering for not having them up. All right. Here is a buyer's return request. Phone turns on, but staying in 3G, won't work in 4G. Can't download apps or upload photos. Went to T-Mobile store to try and fix the problem. They were able to upload contacts through Bluetooth, but can't get phone. Okay. The reason I'm showing you this return request, and now I have mine set up for automatic returns. It got approved just like that, because that's how I set it up. Make life easy for my customers. Guess what? I didn't sell them a phone. I sold them a pair of New Balance shoes. And so my tip is, when something like that happens, don't hesitate. You got to get right on it, because what's going to happen is the address return label is going to be mine, of course. And now I'm going to have a phone in my hand, and it's going to be a hot mess. So I reached out to him right away, and I called eBay right away and said, look at what he wrote. Look at what I sold. We need to make sure he doesn't send me a phone. And luckily he was paying attention because he said, "Oh, the shoes fit great. Sorry." But when that thing arises that isn't just right and it's just a simple mistake, you got to jump on it before it gets too deep. Because if I get that phone, then automatically he'll get refunded for the shoes. Now he's still not out the money for the phone. I've got a phone I don't want, it could be a headache. So don't hesitate. Stacey and I were running an errand. I go, okay, we're going right home. I got to sit down and get on the phone with eBay and make sure this guy realizes he bought shoes for me. So, and he did, and he was happy. So I didn't expect the worst. Some groups, people like, he's trying to scam you. No, he just picked the wrong person by accident and did not realize it. It's called this simple accident. And now it's time for Unseasonably Sold. What did you sell out of season?
This was a 1976 Montreal Summer Olympics cookie tin. That, it's not even, the Olympics ended months ago. Summer ended, and somebody in Quebec needed it. They're just outside Montreal, and I guess they collect Montreal Olympic stuff, so it's going home.
And you would think, whilst we were all watching the Olympics, that's when that would have sold. So yeah, absolutely perfectly out of season. And I didn't have nothing like that, so you're in.
That was another $30 tin. So
nice. Look at you with all these. You're like the tin whisperer all of a sudden. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're angry, and sometimes they're just plain weird. Now it's time for the feedback of the week.
Yeah, this one was lovely. I've actually sold, I think, 5 of these Wiener Dog Snack Hound things. 2 in the blue and white blue willow pattern, and 3 the traditional brown dog. And this lady was quite thrilled, super thrilled with everything about the purchase of this little puppy. So happy, seller packed with care and arrived safely. Thanks so much. So I love those because they're such an easy relist for me. I love selling stuff I've sold before. So
and kind of like the black background from earlier, mine too was about the packing this time, which is weird because I never know what my guest co-host is going to throw in there. Okay, remember this record, this $160 record? So when you sell records, you have to grade them. You have to grade the sleeve. You got to grade the records. One of the things I teach in my class, but I always under-deliver and over-promise. Over-deliver and under-promise. Because I'm not a professional grader, even though I've done it for 22 years. I'm pretty good. But when you send out a $160 record and the feedback says, package well and ship quickly, item as described, thanks, Tiki, I'll be back.
Perfect.
All right. You send out those expensive, rare things, and you're like, just waiting. Because I shipped something yesterday I want to share with y'all, but I'm going to wait until I get the feedback because I want to make sure everything goes well. So, I always get excited by that feedback from the customer who got the expensive thing. All right. Let's do a little housekeeping, then we'll get Betty in here. Oh, so housekeeping. Tell us about what just happened on Etsy yesterday.
I noticed it a couple of days ago when I was doing some listings, but I actually got an email from Etsy today. I believe this only really applies to us Canadians. As most of you know, Canada Post actually charges us more to ship within Canada than to the States. I'm in Manitoba, which is right smack in the middle of the country. We're north of Fargo, basically. And it costs me more to ship something to Vancouver than it does to Florida by probably 50%.
Crazy. So
Etsy, if you sell there, they want everybody to do free shipping, which I don't do, but it's hard to do that for all of North America if the shipping is that much more for Canadians. So what they're offering now is there's a little toggle on your listing when you're making it to turn this domestic and global pricing on, which basically means that you can charge $45 within Canada and $35 in the US and do free shipping. And then that covers the discrepancy in the cost of your shipping. So I haven't tried it yet. I probably won't because I don't do free shipping, but if you do, it is a new option that is definitely something that is usable if you're into free shipping. So
yeah, I like
it out.
I like that they were listening basically to their clientele.
Yes.
All right, tomorrow, please download the app Pop Shop Live and come join me at 6 o'clock East Coast, 5 o'clock, 3 o'clock on the West Coast, 5 o'clock Central. I'll be on for probably at least 2 hours. I'm selling stuff. It's a new platform to sell on. I've done it once before. Live, you tuned in. That was great. Tomorrow is free shipping. I'm doing VHS tapes tomorrow because I bought 6,000. I need to start selling them or my wife's going to kill me. But if there's something you want out of my store, a t-shirt, a record, a CD, a DVD, things that are easily picked up and shipped, let me know when I'm live tomorrow. I will, on the fly, add it to the catalog in Pop Shop Live, and you can buy it free shipping. And if it's your first purchase, you get $10 off. What a deal. But if nothing else, come hang out. Please, share the link. I'll have the link for everybody tomorrow. Come hang out. And if you have friends that collect videotapes, please invite them to come along. When you plug Jason T in to your checkout, you will get the $10 off. Okay. Cool. So the first hour, the teenager will be with me, and we're going to quiz her on what she knows about movies. And let me give you a preview. We had a yippee-ki-yay mother effer sweater from the movie Die Hard, and she had a question about the effer part. And I explained, well, let's take the U out. We'll put an asterisk in. I go, you know what that's from, right? And she goes, I don't know, a movie. She's never seen Die Hard. And then
I only saw it for the first time last year. I've seen it twice.
All right, at least you've seen it. Now she rounded off 2 other movies. I go, I don't want to hear no more because we're going to talk about those movies. And then we're going to have a call your parents and go, you've not taught your kid well. So it should be fun. And then Stacy's going to tag her out. Stacy's going to come in, and Stacy and I will chat about movies and whatever else there. So it's a new way to sell. So come check it out. If nothing else, if you're not buying videotapes, cool, but come check it out. It might be something you might want to try. And also, like I said, come to my store on eBay, tikipugmusic.com, and you can just tell me what you want, and I'll throw it in the thing. And then next week, Elisa we're gonna talk about Halloween. Now you might think 2 weeks before Halloween seems too short to talk. No, because we all have local apps we can sell on, and I just heard there's not enough costumes that made it into the country. So secondhand costumes are going to be hot leading up right to Halloween. And the big thing is people need costumes all year for Comic-Cons, for LARPing, for cosplay, all that stuff. So we're going to talk Halloween next week with Elisa. And, oh, whoops, I lost the graphic. No show for Mom and I this week. Stacy and I will be at Disneyland. So if you find yourself at Disneyland on Sunday and you see me, come say hi. All right, let's get our guest in here. I've already got the artwork up. Let me see if I can pull it off. I've tried something new today. And now it's time for the Thrifty Business Special Guest of the Week. Boom! I got it. I figured it out now.
Yay!
Yes. I love this pumpkin, by the way, because you know what? It didn't take a long time to carve this pumpkin, but you get across what it is in a very short carve. I love it.
Thank you.
So, Betty, we're going to start with you're part of a Thrifty Encounter, and you don't even realize you're part of the Thrifty Encounter. And so I saved that segment for here since you're part of it unbeknownst to you. So let's do that real quick. Where is it? There we go. And there we go. And now it's time for Close Encounters of the Thrifty Kind. All right, so Betty lives in Minneapolis, and I had a 2-day class 3 years ago in Minneapolis. And when I do my classes, typically the first day is in the thrift store. Here we are in the thrift store, working section by section, what to buy, hopefully filling up everybody's cart if it's a good day at the thrift store. And then more importantly, what to skip, things that look good but really aren't. So this is day one. And then that night, we usually go to all as a group, go to a tiki bar, and then day 2 is in the meeting room of the hotel, and that's like a classroom setting. We go over how to list, how to take pictures, how to ship, all that stuff. So Betty did not go with us to the tiki bar. Why didn't you go with us?
Because I've been sober for a number of years, and I just, wasn't feeling it.
All right, and that's absolutely fine. A lot of people went. So the bar is called Psycho Susie's. It's also a big restaurant. Lisa's been there. It's on the water. Boats can come up. So we went, and we didn't tell them we were coming. We kind of just showed up with a lot of people. They're like, "Hey, would you like our party room?" Oh, okay, sure. Now there were so many people that Stacey and I were so being social butterflies, we forgot to eat dinner. You know, because you go to order and then someone's like, "Hey Jay, can I take a picture? Hey Jay, can you look at this? Hey, can we talk about this? Hey, tell me about Tiki." You know, and so that keeps happening, which is fine. I mean, I love being a social butterfly. So this is the end of that, the part of Psycho Susie's. We had a couple to drink. So we're with Debbie and our friend Stephanie, and we go to leave, and I forget where we were headed. But when you take a left out of Psycho Susie's, and you drive past a bar that has its own Ferris wheel, you got to stop. So this bar is called Betty Danger's Country Club. Has a Ferris wheel. It has an 18-hole golf course that goes from outside to inside the bar. It's an amazing place. And they are famous for their pink margaritas. Now, we were good coming out of Psycho Susie's. You know, maybe one nightcap. So we got our margaritas. Oh, there was my graphic in the wrong spot. No show. There is the Ferris wheel. They have a cup holder for your drinks on the Ferris wheel. So while we were on the Ferris wheel, we did a Facebook Live, and that was my downfall. So someone who knows the area or who lives in town goes, "Hey, you see that bar right across the street when you're at the top of the Ferris wheel?" I'm like, yeah. Okay, go over there and get the green drink. Oh, okay. Sounds good. Oh, so here we are. Here's Debbie and Steph drinking on the Ferris wheel. Okay, Stacy goes, "Let's split a green drink." No, let's have our own. So essentially, it's a giant glass of vodka with lime gelatin.
Oh God.
Oh yes. So we have went from rum cocktails to tequila cocktails to vodka cocktails, forgetting to have dinner.
Uh-oh.
And so we get back to the hotel, and when I wake up, I've had, I've been in college. We go to tiki events. I've had some rough mornings. This was the roughest ever because I had to throw up, and there was nothing in my stomach. Zero. So Stacy and I are trying to set up the classroom, and here's the classroom. And I go, okay, I'll be back. I got to try and puke again. And I could not puke. And I've never felt worse. But when people have paid to be there and to learn, you have to set all that aside and get on stage and teach. And Betty had no clue I was that hungover and that miserable because I can push it aside because here's the group photo we took at the end of that class. So I had just talked for 5 straight hours, feeling like death, and I'm still smiling. So
Second wind.
Yeah. And Stacy left to find the 5-minute hangover cure. There's these little bottles of like vitamins you can buy on every gas station counter. They don't have them in Minneapolis. So, man, 2 seconds before I hit the stage to talk about, my 5-hour class, I'm like, I'm going to die. Hi, everybody. How you doing? So, although I look happy, inside my body is like, I hate you, Jason. I really hate you right now.
Is Betty in that picture?
I am. I'm right next to Chicago.
Right
there you are.
Right there. Okay. Yep. Yeah, there was great. There was this little half wall in this lobby. I'm like, okay, everyone get up there. We'll get different levels. So it was a great class. We had a lot of fun. Everybody was great. I absolutely fell in love with the people and Minneapolis when I was there. So there you go. There's my stupid don't get drunk before you have to teach story.
So Jason, have you ever heard of a Greyhound? It's a drink.
I have not.
It is grape juice and vodka. Best hangover remedy ever.
Well, Stace said, yeah, she got me Pepto and Gatorade, and that's I poured some sugar, some donuts into me, and that's what we were off and running.
Oh Lord.
All right. So, when Lisa and I and all the rest of the admins bounce around the thrifting board, we notice 3 types of people. People that we actually know who are actual friends. And of course, anyone you know personally, that sticks out. People who are jerks stick out. And then people who participate beyond the, hey, what is this? People who actually take the time out of their day to go, hey, I have a thought. Let me teach you all something. And so, and that kind of drifts onto Debbie too, because Debbie's always looking for guests for the show. And Betty made a post, what's the value of 5 minutes? And Debbie loved it. I loved it because it was something so different than we normally talk about. We talk about what to find, how to sell it, how to ship it. But basically, Betty said, look, no more excuses, everybody. Here's what we do. So what compelled you to write that post, Betty?
20 years ago, I had a friend, and we got to talking about the value of 5 minutes. We kind of came up with that title right away, and then we exchanged story. This is long before I started selling on eBay, and we started exchanging stories about, you get ready and ahead of time, and my company's not coming for this much time, or I don't have to leave until this much time, so I'll get the dishes. And I don't mean running around like a crazy person. Start the dishes, get the kitchen counters wiped off. And then we started going on to other things that the sky's the limit. We all know what needs to get done around our house. And I am one of those people, I do set aside time to work on eBay to make sure everything gets done, my job. But I am married to somebody who is the female in this relationship, when he's always the last one to get ready. And here we are, we're 10 minutes late, and I go in the bathroom to see what he's doing. He's clipping the nose hairs, or he's making sure his mustache is just perfect, and he's brushing his beard, and putting his hair in a ponytail. There it is. And while he does that, it's like, I will run upstairs and go, screw it, because 5 minutes, the value of 5 minutes for me, it always ends up being more. It ends up being 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Now, you commented, Jason, it's 2.5 hours at 5 minutes a day. But the thing is what if you find 20 minutes extra a day? That's 10 hours a month. Okay, that's 100, that's 120 hours in a year. You can get a lot of stuff done for that. But the crux of this is, and nobody ever how do I word this nicely? I don't like having to look at what I'm doing wrong. But I know what I'm doing wrong in my life. I know what I'm spending too much time on. For me, it's gaming. Okay, I get onto Facebook. I got a couple of Facebook games I like to play. And there are times where it's like, oh my God, I won a bunch of credits, or this is really fun, and Brian's, not here looking at me like I ought to be working. So I sit and I play for an hour and a half. Okay, that's a waste of my time. That's my Achilles heel. But there's all kinds of things that people are doing. Like, some people just love to chat on the phone. They'll call anybody and they will just sit and talk and talk and talk. Or they have a person in their life that'll do that to them. And like, I had a sister that used to call me up back in the day, and she would talk for an hour to 2 hours, and sometimes would call twice a day. And she's 14 years older than me, and I was young, and I was too nice to say, Nancy, I got shit I got to do. You know what I mean? So part of the value of 5 minutes is find out, what you're doing in your life that you're spending too much time on, and that it's not productive. And just start out with some of that time, if not all of it. And it's not about making time for eBay. It's about taking time for eBay. This business isn't for people. Right there. Yeah. This business isn't for people who want to get rich. This is for people who do it. Do you know what I mean? Just get out there and get done what needs to be done. And 5 minutes, it's amazing what I can get a room dusted. I can pick up my whole house. I can scrub down my bathroom. And I'm not running around like crazy lady, but I can make a big dent in whatever I choose to work on, start to write the bills out, whatever.
All right. I was about to do my transition, but I'm missing something. Hold, please. There we go. All right. So you said the magic word. Now, we said we got something to talk about with Lisa tonight. Lisa, up until a week ago, had never sold anything on eBay because she don't list on eBay. She's the queen of Etsy, but get that over here. Boom. I wasn't ready. There we go.
There it is.
Boom. There's her first sold item on eBay. Yay!
Well done.
Thank you.
Winner. There we go. I've been trying to get her on eBay forever. I said, I'll hold your hand. And then one day she goes, okay, I listed a mug. I'm like, I am saying, like, I told you I'd hold
That
your
was
hand.
my third listing. I listed a Beach Boys single months ago, and it's still sitting there. And then I did an auction on a tin that didn't sell, and then I put this up, and it finally went. I actually had a lady make me a lowball offer that I countered, and she declined. And then she offered again, like a month later. So I just said, screw it, I'll take it. So it sold for $20. So
Lisa found some time in her day and got her mug on eBay, and it sold. So yay. Now,
Yay.
if you've got a platform that you aren't on yet, Betty, I'm talking to you. There's plenty of platforms you should be on, because Betty, are you 100% on eBay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, look, like I tell Lisa, not every customer is on Etsy that you have products for, and not every customer is on eBay. That's why you should be diversified. You don't have to be insane and do 12 like I do, but there should be a couple. Mercari, for those of us in the States, Mercari for sure. Mercari is eBay Junior, and people love the ease of Mercari. But Betty, real quick, I want to go back just because I want to give you, Renee gave you a shout out. There it is. So Renee said, congratulations on your sobriety, Betty.
Oh, thank you, Renee. 16 years now.
Wow.
And then that was followed up by
Well done.
Kathy saying, adolescence by night, adult by day. Good job, Jason.
That's good.
There's the juxtaposition of our show. You can be whatever you want to be. Oops, I don't want to be big. I want Betty to be big. So how long have you been selling on eBay, Betty?
I've been selling on eBay for 13 years, a little over.
All right. So you've been around a while. Lisa's been a week, so that's cool.
Well, I've been on Etsy for 10 years and 1 month. So,
Well, you know, it's so easy to be motivated by fear. I remember when I was in the position to be able to try eBay, and I decided I'm a research maniac. I spent 3 weeks researching all about how to sell on eBay. And I finally realized I was too chicken to put something actually up on eBay. A, because I was afraid it wouldn't sell, and B, because I was afraid it would sell. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I finally just dove in, and the rest is history.
And my mom says, way to go, Lisa. So, Betty, do you mind sharing how you got into selling? Because you're probably the only person that got into it this way that we know.
But which way?
How you the way you were able to quit your normal job and start.
Oh, well, completely honest. My second parent passed away, and I received an inheritance that gave me the opportunity to ask myself at the age of 44, what do you really want to do? What's your passion? What do you love? And I was haunted by the words many, many years before that of a guy I ran into at a church rummage sale. And I heard him talking to his wife about buying a bunch of Hawaiian shirts and batching them up and selling them on eBay. And so I kind of sidled over to the guy and said, so, is it possible to make a living wage selling on eBay? And he said, if I had the time, yeah. But the guy was raising a family and was working 2 jobs. And that always just stuck in my mind that if I had the time, I could do it. And my parents always taught me, if you're not afraid to work hard, you will never have to worry about money.
very true.
It's like I want to get up and salute, I think. I don't know. It was just, I felt compelled to do something.
Could you play da 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 da?
So now, look, I am fully aware that those of us without children, it's a little easier to find that 5 minutes. And now that we don't even have fur kids, it's even easier. But you've got to find that balance of, okay, this is, mommy, or depending on grandma's work time. And, if you can involve that kid or that grandkid, that could be your 5 minutes too. It doesn't have to be necessarily your 5 minutes, but if you can get your kid, your grandkid to take a few pictures or clean something up for you, there's your 5 minutes that it didn't even come out of you, really. But that's
Perfect.
the things that need to be done. You need to sort out the thrifted goods that came in. You need to wash them. You need to take pictures, whatever. And so it's all about delegation. And we did hear last week how our guest last week fired their own children, but then still made them do the job for free. If you can pull that off, that is Freeds, I'm talking to you. All right, you don't want to get paid, you're going to do it anyway for free. Now, Lisa, do you have enough time in your day? Do you feel like you've gotten done what you need to get done? Because you also have a regular job.
Yeah, I work full time, 5 days a week, and I like my time. Doug will back me up on this. I like my time alone. I got married when I was 47 for the first time. Hopefully the only time. And
I was gonna say, are you planning on 2 or 3?
Yeah, no, just the one. Waited this long, that's it. And I'm used to having my own time. So luckily we're on sort of different schedules. So I get up an hour or two before he does. I go to bed an hour or two before he does. So my time in the morning is my productive time, especially on the weekends. If he's asleep, I'm up, I'm taking pictures, I'm getting stuff listed, setting up drafts for the week. And I just find, like even before my coffee percolator is done, I'm doing the social media sharing and that kind of thing. So it's just stuff I can do by rote that doesn't take any thought whatsoever. Just do it, get it done. Next thing, do it over. So I find most of the time I have enough hours in the day.
That's great.
No kids helps. I fully get
Oh,
that.
yeah.
But my mom and dad said, "Hey, teach us so we can, they had saved well for the retirement, but the extra money was the fun money." And at first I was concerned because I'm like, oh my God, is there going to be 1,000 phone calls a day? And there wasn't. There's a couple here and there, but there wasn't. And they were off and running. And so I knew at that point, like, look, my folks are country. They're very country. And my mom she didn't have a car as a teenager. She had a horse. So I figured if they can do it, anyone can do it, because I don't want to hear excuses. So when Betty said, no excuses, find some time, I love that, because too many people in this day and age have excuses. Some are legit, but man, the amount of people who whine and cry about shit, I'm like, stop wasting time whining and crying. Get to work.
Mm-hmm.
Get to work. So what's been, you have a grandkid, yeah, Betty?
Yes.
What's been the biggest hurdle in trying to spend time with your grandchild and then keep working? There is
no hurdle.
None?
I am my boss, and when I ask for a day off, I get it. And the great thing about this is it's not a 9-to-5 job. If I want to list at 5 a.m. or 10 at night, and I mean any time of the day or night, so I can always find my time for eBay.
There you go. No more excuses, everybody. No more. All right, I'm going to put you on the spot now. You ready? Have you ever been in this store? Whoops. Me and Lisa back here.
Oh my God. Remember when we did the camera check today and you noticed my tie-dyed pumpkin shirt?
Did you get it there?
That's where I bought it. And here's the other thing. This is like 6 blocks from my house, Jason.
Shut
wow.
This is South Minneapolis. In Kitty Corner, they've got a Mexican burger joint that's amazing too, by the way.
I think we had lunch there, actually. So, Lisa,
I have a story about this store if you want to hear it.
Yeah, well, hang on a sec. So I was going to see, I didn't realize you lived that close. So yeah, so funny. So earlier today I go, that's a great jack-o'-lantern tie-dyed shirt. She bought it there. So Stacy and I wandered in the store kind of by accident. Wasn't on our radar. I usually scope out where I'm traveling. Didn't see it. Wandered in, and it's like kind of pop culture haven. And they have so much variety of stuff. Here's one of the items I bought from them. Motorhead had a whiskey And the proprietors of the store had bought it to drink, and they drank it. And then they sold the empty bottle and box for $8. And I knew that it was a rare whiskey. So I picked it up for $8 and then sold it on eBay for $50. I bought their trash. They were excited to get $8 for their trash. And I turned it into $50. So if you aren't checking out the vintage stores in your town, we should probably do a show on that, because vintage stores, most people have this misconception that everything's priced appropriately already.
Right.
Yeah. Go to, what is it? The Minnehaha Mile? Is that what it's called? Where there's turquoise vintage, and there's a whole bunch of little vintage shops and stuff in Minneapolis.
The Minnehaha Mile. I don't know that.
Are you thinking of Miracle Mile?
No.
Oh.
No.
Did Lisa just uncover something we don't know? Oh my gosh.
Hang on while I quickly use one of my other devices here.
I live right by Minnehaha Falls, and by the Minnehaha Parkway, so I'm all ears.
All right, so tell us about Groovies.
Okay, so I went into Groovies, and they have this amazing pearlized dragon statue. Sorry, what?
It is the Minnehaha Mile. 3869 Minnehaha is turquoise vintage. But there's a whole string of little tiny vintage shops.
Wow, let me write that down. Minnehaha Mile. Got it.
Yeah, I see it. All right.
All right, I got it. So this dragon statue, it's a very large statue. It's marked and it's signed, and it's got marble eyes, and it's absolutely beautiful. And they want, I don't know, like $250 or $200 for it. Now, when I go home after going garage sailing or going to a thrift store or going out sourcing wherever, when I go home, I look up everything I bought, but I also look up what I didn't buy. So I look up the dragon. Oh, hello, starts at $500. All right, so it's at night, it's dark, and and it's close to home, so I drive back, and I purchased at first I beat them up on price, and I get it for $150. And I buy it, and I bring it home, I put it up for $550, and it sells very quickly to a person who collects them but doesn't have this particular mold in this particular color. They're excited as heck. I wrap it within an inch of my life. I ship that thing out, and I get a message a few days later with photos that it broke in shipping.
Oh.
And of course, for that kind of money, I insured it through the post office. So the post office wants a ton of information and photos. I provide them every single thing they ask for, proof of purchase, all of it. And it boiled down to the person I sold it to, who was understandably angry. They needed to bring it in and show it to somebody at their post office, and they would no longer respond to emails, and that was the end of that. So I refunded them their money, and I was out my purchase price, $150 plus the shipping. So
that brings me to a new topic, though, kind of along the lines of no excuses. Did you stop selling that day?
Did I stop what?
Selling online because you lost money.
Oh, of course not. I throw whatever bump in the road, whatever change. Humans hate change. And if I want to succeed at this business, when everybody else drops out because something annoys them, I need to keep going. I need to keep adapting. This is my passion. And until the day I die, I'll be 82 years old trying to wrap up a necklace to ship. That's my plan. There is no retirement for me.
So Lisa, I don't know if you guys, I didn't tell the admins about this, but I don't know if you're in the group, but it's one of the other like eBay thrifters or something. There's a girl made a video and she got scammed, legit scammed. Sent the person like a watch. The person was unhappy for some reason, went to her store, found out she sells watercolors, printed off a picture of one of her watercolors from the eBay listing, stuck it in a shitty frame and said, "You sent me a picture of this turtle," and sent it back. Scammed her out of her like $125 watch. Now, legit scammer. And she's like, "I'm done. I'm quitting eBay," because she ended up losing. And there's way more to it, but that's kind of the gist of the story. She ended up losing. And I'm like, if you go to a grocery store and you're getting groceries and you turn your head for a minute to pick up some produce and someone steals your wallet, are you done with the grocery store? No.
Exactly.
You got robbed. I've been robbed. A lot of people have been robbed, small, big, but that doesn't stop your life, and it shouldn't stop your selling. Is there scammers out there? Yes. Are they as big as some people make them out to be? Like there's so many of them? No, they're this big. They wouldn't even register on a scale.
Right.
But if you have a negative in your business and you're going to close up shop, you're not meant for business, because Lisa works at a brick and mortar. And guess what? I'm guessing there's some shoplifting that goes on from time to time.
We've been having a run of fake web orders this week. People ordering thousands of dollars worth of stuff, having it sent to various addresses in Montreal. First 2 orders were 1 credit card. Next 2 were another credit card. And it turned out that the second credit card we noticed because the address of the credit card holder was in Calgary. And so we phoned that credit card owner, but we Googled him. Thank God his phone number was on the web, and just said, "Hi, we're calling from Winnipeg. And did you happen to order $3,000 worth of hardcover books to be sent to a third address in Montreal?" And he called us back and said, "No." And they had them express posted, like they wanted them in 2 days. So we were able to put I can't remember the word, but Canada Post is stopping the package and sending it back. And the first shipment apparently was sent out, but because it was sent express post, it's at the post office waiting for them to present ID and to sign for it, which of course they won't be able to do. So once the time runs out, that'll come back to us. And it's just been a bit of a shit show this week.
But let's say they didn't catch it and you end up losing that $3,000 in the long run. Would the owner of the store close the store?
Absolutely not.
No, that's part of that. I'll never understand, Betty, Lisa, and everyone watching, that people they think because we work in our underwear from our home that there isn't going to be a loss someday, somehow. You know, like if Nadine's still in the chat, she's clutchy. She'll show things on her show and then she'll break them while she's showing them so she can get to sell them. But she doesn't stop selling because she broke something. And Lisa's store didn't stop selling because someone tried to scam them for $3,000 worth of books. That is part of business. There's always going to be a loss. And if you're going to offer excuses, then you shouldn't do this. You should find a job that you can just do. Menial job, just do it and go home.
I agree completely. One thing I noticed, because to me, there's no emotion in business. You know, if something bad happens, it's depending on how much it costs, possibly an expensive educational, teachable moment. But I remember, and this is for anybody who is new to selling. Oh my gosh, when I first started selling, if somebody wrote to me and said, "Hey, the item wasn't described and here's why," I'm telling you, I went to every argument I was invited to. Okay. No, that wasn't like that. Look at I fought everybody on everything. I'm not saying it was right. It was not. That was not professional. But the thing is now it's the cost of doing business. I occasionally get negative feedbacks. I'll take my lumps if I got them coming. If I screwed something up, I will admit it. Give me the negative. I deserve it. But on the other ones, it's the cost of doing business. I don't let those bumps in the road scrape up my knees anymore, so to speak. It's just, I just keep moving on. It takes time, but for those of you who are out there who are just get your gut in a knot because someone left you negative feedback or wants to return something, the emotion has no place in business. Okay. This is not Betty personally. This is Betty professionally, Betty the seller.
This is Betty Danger.
Betty, yeah. I used to be Betty Dangerous. Believe me.
So Lisa's biggest fan, Dawn, wants to know, do you have your own channel?
My own channel? No, I do not. I am here to serve whenever needed, but no.
To go back to that, I got robbed in San Francisco last year. Every year, the Thanksgiving weekend, I go buy Christmas music and then resell it, make a lot of money. And I got robbed while I was in San Francisco. They broke into my rental car, stole my luggage, stole my computer, my iPad.
Oh my God.
Robbed my winter coat, robbed me of everything. But guess what? That's not going to stop me from going to San Francisco. That's not going to stop me from sourcing Christmas CDs. That's not going to do anything. I took care of it, filed with insurance, whatever. But life didn't end because someone robbed me. It did not end. It didn't end.
Well, yeah, you could have hung on to that resentment for weeks, for months, and you didn't.
Yeah. So, it sucked. It sucked. But I kind of got the better end of the deal because the insurance my wife has for us, good job, honey. I got a new computer, new iPad.
Yeah.
Because I got robbed. So in the long run, it wasn't so bad, but it sucked in that moment. It absolutely sucked, but it didn't stop my life.
Yeah.
You chalk it up. And I love Becky's response. I'll never stop selling online because I hate pants that much.
Wow.
So when Becky's on, we know
pants.
She's wearing no pants. All right. We know that. Before we go to your scores and duds, I want to talk about what's behind you because someone said, who's painting? Did you paint that?
Not me. My husband is an artist, a musician, a luthier. He builds electric guitars from scratch. He's an award-winning oil painter. He's a musician. He records his own songs. He drums. He plays guitar. He's immensely talented. And this is the art studio in our basement right here.
Okay, so Becky doesn't have pants or bras. I mean, it's pretty much the next time Becky's on the show, she won't have much clothes on at all. That might be an after-hour show. Hey, and I noticed those baseball gloves earlier when we were chatting.
Yes.
Tell me about those baseball gloves because talk about touching my heartstrings.
My husband has taught me which baseball gloves to buy. And I'm not afraid to give away trade secrets now because Jason does it and he's lived to tell about it. Okay. Oh. I think that's great. But to always buy, regardless of condition, to always buy the all leather ones. So I don't even have to look at the brand or anything. If they're $5 or less and they're all leather, I buy them and then he oils them all up. And it was to sell them. There have been years we've made hundreds of dollars selling, flipping baseball and softball gloves, but he ends up giving them to little boys that come to visit with their dads. We get a lot of musicians and we get a lot of artists and musical acts and stuff around here. So it's like, oh, give this to your son, give this to your son. All the grandkids have them. So yeah, they end up going to kids.
I love playing ball when I was a little kid. And so when you said, we were going to sell them, but we ended up giving them kids who needed gloves. I'm like,
yeah.
What? I'm not crying. You're crying. What are you talking about?
Oh, you're so sweet.
Oh, and apparently everyone wants to talk to your hubby. So we'll have to have him on next time.
Actually, if you want me to, I can step 2 steps away here and hold up one of his guitars if somebody wants to see, what does that look like when they're homemade?
Sure, absolutely.
Let's do it. I'm going to bring you the bass guitar. It's my favorite.
The thing about Betty, Lisa, is just so many facets. So many with a husband too. It's crazy.
These are all built from scratch, not from kits. He literally will show me a chunk of wood and say, this is going to be my next guitar. He does the necks are about 70 pieces of wood. He will inlay them. Wow. This is 100% handcrafted.
I feel so untalented right now.
Oh, I'm telling you, this guy, he's that way.
Wow. I play the stereo very well. Yeah.
I don't have skill sets like that. I don't have any skill sets. I don't either. I guess my skill set is teaching and hosting, but when it comes to people who are artistic, I watch, like when I'm doing my Pop Shop Live tomorrow, I'm selling someone else's goods, really. And they do Artist Tuesdays and where they have their camera over their shoulder and people are painting right there and selling the paintings. And I'm like, dang, that is so awesome. I can't do that. Look, where to go. I need some art from Nadine. And this was my drawing that I told her, here's what I need. This is the best I can. And she said, what's that octopus? I go, it's me. I even drew the plaid shirt. What are you talking about, octopus?
Where's your beard?
Well, yeah, I didn't do that. I was just a quick drawing. There's
draw like I do.
Of my artistic talent.
Jason, can you send that to me to Can you send that to me to put on my refrigerator? And I need you to sign it like all the other kids.
I will absolutely sign it. Oh, Debbie says I make great cocktails. I guess I do have one skill. Real quick, I know we're a little bit over, but I got your scores and duds lined up. But real quick, how much money did you turn 2 Peggy quarters into with a broken G.I. Joe?
$2,740.
Holy Dinah.
And I almost didn't buy it.
And why didn't you almost buy it?
I didn't buy it because it didn't have a price tag on it, and he was missing his arm from the elbow down and one of his legs from the knee down. Both boots were there, and I found one of his feet inside one of the boots. And I walked away from him, and then I went back, and I told the lady, I said it was her brother's. And I said, I just feel sorry for him. I said, what do you want for him? She said 50 cents, and I went, I'll take him. And he sat upstairs in eBay World for months. Finally, I pulled him up, and I put his clothes and his boots separate, which was not a mistake because I got $70 for the boots, $70 for the clothing. But I put the doll out. I had researched it. I knew it had the right rivets. I knew that it was first issue, 1964.
Wow.
So I took all my pictures the way I normally do, including the marking on it. And somebody at some point wrote to me and said, the first issues have Hong Kong on the lower back of the doll. Mine had USA on the back of the right shoulder. Mine was the prototype from the 1963 World Toy Fair prior to the launch of the G.I. Joe doll.
Wow.
Now, it's kind of like you can't go to the G.I. Joe prototype doll shop and buy 50 more. You know what I mean? It's one of those one-time deals. And I was getting offers. I put it out at $50 on a 10-day auction. And I was getting offers for $400, $600, $1,400. And as hard as it was, I told the guy, I said, that is a really generous offer. But I said, I just can't disappoint my bidders. Like I was telling Jason, integrity is what you do when nobody's looking. And I couldn't do it to him. And that same gentleman is the one who ended up getting it for the full price.
Wow. And
That's
where'd you find it? Where was it?
That was at a garage sale in Minnesota. I have a garage sale loop that I hit because garage sales are so much cheaper than a thrift store. I'm getting stuff for a quarter, 50 cents, $1. I go to the thrift store, I'm getting stuff for $3, $4, $5 per item. And I want to get $10 for every $1 I spend. So if I buy a $4 item, I won't buy it if I don't think I can get at least $40 for it.
Real quick, and we'll do your scores and we'll call it a day. Kathy said, does your husband sell the guitars?
He does, but he's 67 years old and he's got 2 orders he's working on right now, and he's kind of ready to be done. So yeah, technically he would take orders. They take 9 months to a little over a year to build.
Wow.
And where does he find his customers?
He's kind of tied in with the music scene, and a lot of musicians around. Minneapolis has got a real good musical community.
What? The home of Prince? You don't say.
Well, yeah. And what I'm saying is actually he has sold guitars to several national acts and a couple of international acts. So that are playing his guitars.
That is awesome. All right, let's do your scores. And then we're all going to go hang out in one place together right after this. So I'll tell you about that in a second. Okay, this teddy bear does not look like a $90 teddy bear to me.
Nope. So the thrift store sells them by size. This one, I don't know, is like almost 20 inches. I ended up paying, I think, $1.19 at the thrift store for that size. And he didn't even have a tush tag, so I couldn't even tell you what his brand name was. But he clearly was old. And Jason, remember you gave me kind of a lot of crap when you were in Minneapolis about not having a smartphone. I finally got. Yes. Wait, you're not going to believe this. I just got my smartphone last September, and I shut off the internet on it. All it is unlimited talk and texting. I have no no internet capabilities, because I love to go on my gut and my instinct. It's like, wind me up and watch me go.
I remember you having the flip phone because I make a joke about that in
It was not a flip phone. It was a slide phone.
Oh, even better.
Slide the keyboard out.
And I make a joke that no one has those anymore. And I remember you raised your hand. I'm like, what? We have someone in the class? Holy shit. I totally, don't forget, I was a little fuzzy, but I totally forgot about that part. But yes, I remember now. That is crazy. Oops. Get that down a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Okay, we're going to change gears. Hard left. Old plush to frosted glass lampshade.
Yep, garage sale or thrift store, stuff like this. They just want to get rid of it because it's big. This one, if you look at the top and a little bit on the sides, it's got what I believe to be cigarette smoke damage. Cleaned it as best I could. And I think I paid like $2.99 for it at the thrift store. And this one sat a while. But, I'm not a fast nickel. I'm a slow dime kind of gal. And I carry about 1,100 items on my site at any given time. So I have that time. You know what I mean? Something's always selling. Stuff I just listed and stuff that's been up forever. But I go up every year. I go through all my listings by category. And if it's been up for a year or more, I pull it, I end the listing. And when I refresh it, it goes up as a new listing so I can fool the algorithm.
Yeah, Debbie just said, check out Betty's store. So many awesome bolos. So 5024 Betty. There you go. 50.
eBay actually gave me that name. I wanted to buy a bass guitar and an amplifier, and I put in my name and they assigned me that, and I went, okay.
Where'd you find the dolphin?
This guy's actually got a cracked fin. He was all dusty and dirty. There it is. And I still got $53 for it plus shipping for it. And the terrible thing is when I went, you know how when something horrible goes wrong on the day you need to ship it because I'm guaranteed delivery. Well, is there a picture of the bottom of it, Jason? You know those little pinch clips for the lights on the cords? Oh, that little you-know-whatter was stuck inside there. Brian had to take his needle nose pliers. Because I couldn't sell it like that, they wouldn't be able to use it or change the bulb.
I think most of us would be afraid to ship that. I really do, because that
know what? It's more. It felt more like plastic, and I put 6 layers of bubble wrap on everything before I put it in a box with padding. Nobody wants to use that amount of bubble wrap, but if you go 3 in this direction and then spin it and do 3 in the other direction, oh my gosh! I send pillows, not glass items.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen a black trick-or-treat pumpkin.
That thing is huge. That thing is it's 16 inches tall just from the bottom to the top. This is not your little kid carrier one. This is the one that you put all your candy in to give to the kids. I bought an orange one too, but it hasn't sold yet.
Nice.
Yeah, that's badass. I'd actually like that. And then we'll end on aww.
Okay, again, with the trade secrets, one thing I have learned so much from you, Jason, but one of them is it's okay to share your trade secrets, okay? Because I'm not going to change the world keeping it to myself over here, but it is absolutely stupid how much money you can get from stuffed animals. I remember when I said I look up things I didn't buy, I had passed on a giant squishmallow because I didn't want to spend $3 on it. I went home and found out the big ones. This particular one went for $125 and it was way across town, a lot of gas money. But so now my husband's a 67-year-old guy. If you look at him, he's a great guy, but his resting focus face is scary and crabby and crotchety looking. And so there he is. When we go to the thrift stores, he loves shopping now. He's the guy going through all these little stuffed animals. Oh, the unicorn. Oh, and he'll load up a cart and bring it to me and go. And then he just waits to see what I keep and what I don't. So what I have to say to the new sellers, learn the hot brands by looking at solds, starting,
Jelly Cat
by highest first. But the other thing is sometimes it doesn't matter what the brand name is if it's a unicorn, if it's got a rainbow design. You know what I mean? You learn it kind of after a while.
Jellycat's the best. We sell new Jellycat at work, and it's insanely expensive, but it's fabulous. And I love their logo. It's a cat with a Jello mold on his head.
Yeah, this is a 99-cent. I paid $1, sold for 50. That's
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so funny. I don't know if this is Aaron or Matt, because they're Pete's treasures. Aaron and Matt are two of the admins of the Thrifting Board. And I was about to say, all right, we're going to say goodbye here, but Pete's Treasures is live on Pop Shop right now.
Ooh.
And it's just Matt because Aaron's on his way to Austin right now. And Matt's he's selling, and he's doing Halloween trivia. So if you've already downloaded the Pop Shop Live app, as soon as we say goodbye and goodnight here, hop over there and show Matt some love. Just search for Pete's Tea, and you'll find their show. Plus, it'll show you all the shows that are live. And that way, you can get warmed up and come hang out tomorrow. Come hang out with my Pop Shop Live tomorrow at 6 o'clock East Coast, 3 o'clock West Coast. But let's go over there and show Matt some love. And I'm going to ask him, I got to get rid of this graphic so you can see it, why he has a sperm at the top of his artwork. That ain't a ghost. That's a sperm.
That's a little Halloween ghost.
It's the Halloween sperm.
Yes. The thing next to his ear, that's a ghost. The thing in the top right, it's a scared sperm. All right. So let's head over there. I'm going over there. Come join me in the chat over there. Betty, everyone wants you back on. Everyone wants your husband on. So we'll definitely, Debbie will be in touch. We'll definitely do this again soon. Lisa, good to see you. I haven't seen you in quite a while, and
You too.
I've missed me some Lisa time. And congratulations on taking the plunge into eBay. Now, Betty, we got to get you onto a couple other platforms. One's good. Have three. That's better. Better because some customers get mad at a platform and they never come back.
Yeah.
And you got cool shit. Lisa's got cool shit. I got cool shit. And so if my customer for my cool stuff ain't on eBay, it's on Mercari. I want to make sure I hit them.
So you're suggesting Mercari if I'm going to go into a second one?
Mercari's an easy, and unfortunately, it's only an American thing right now. Sorry, Lisa. But it's easy to list, and it's easy to just move your stuff over. And there's nothing hard about it, really. And so people like it, and they use it, and you can make offers and have little chats, all self-contained in the phone and the apps, or in the website and the app. So I love Mercari. So start there. It's easy. Super easy. All right. That is it. We had a nice long show. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Betty. Thank you all in the live chat. Give us a big old thumbs up. Give us a follow. And then let's go hang out with Matt. Let's go see what it's all about. And then come see me tomorrow. If nothing else, come hang out. Make a cocktail. Grab a Monster and come hang out. We're going to talk movies. And we'll see, what does a 19-year-old in 2021, has she seen classics like Die Hard and Pulp Fiction? We'll find out tomorrow. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you around the Thrifting Board in the Secret Beach. Bye-bye.